So let's talk about something that's, well, it's pretty terrifying. Imagine a single tiny crack in the armor of a company's network, a crack so powerful it can bring the entire thing crashing down. That's exactly what's happening right now with a brilliant and honestly kind of scary new attack targeting Cisco's SD-WAN tech. And we're going to dive right into how it all works.
Look, we're not talking about a single laptop getting a virus here. Forget that. This is about taking over the entire nervous system of a business. When you have control of the network, you literally control everything. Every email, every file, every single bit of data. It's all yours. All right, so who are the masterminds behind this, and how in the world are they pulling it off? Now, the scary part is, this isn't some what-if scenario in a lab. This is a live threat, happening out in the wild as we speak. So let's break it down.
So, meet the crew behind the curtain, a group known as UAT8616. And their weapon of choice? Oh, it's a doozy. It's a zero-day vulnerability. If you're not familiar with that term, it means it's a flaw so new, so fresh, that even Cisco didn't know about it until these guys started using it to break in. Now, to really get a handle on this hack, you first got to understand the target. So let's take a quick step back and ask, what exactly is this SD-WAN technology, and why is it so important to so many companies today?
The easiest way to think about it is like this. SD-WAN is the smart brain, or maybe the mission control for a company's entire network. Instead of having to manually tweak hundreds of devices in offices all over the world, SD-WAN lets an IT team manage everything from one central dashboard. It's basically the air traffic controller for all their data.
And man, you can see the difference it makes right here. The old way of doing things was a total mess, complex, incredibly expensive, and super rigid. SD-WAN just came in and streamlined the whole thing. It's faster, way more cost-effective, and flexible. And that, right there, is why basically every modern company is using it. Okay, so we know the target. Now let's talk about the murder weapon. And I'm not kidding when I say this. In the world of cybersecurity, this flaw is basically a tactical nuke. You know how vulnerabilities are rated on a scale of 0 to 10? Well, this one gets a perfect 10.0, a 10. That is as bad as it possibly gets. It means it's not only incredibly dangerous, but also shockingly easy for an attacker to use. The technical term for it is an authentication bypass. But forget the jargon, just think of it like a universal skeleton key. An attacker can just walk right up to the front door of the network, and this flaw lets them stroll right in. No lockpicking, no password guessing, all the security measures just become useless. So what really makes it a perfect 10? It's what the attacker doesn't need. They don't need a password. They don't need to be an insider. They need absolutely nothing. They can be sitting in a cafe halfway across the globe, and with this one exploit, they can get full control. It is, quite literally, a hacker's dream. But this is where the story gets really, really interesting. This isn't just about one flaw. The attackers took this powerful new weapon and combined it with a ghost from the past to pull off something truly next level. See, this is the really clever part. The new vulnerability, that perfect 10.0, was great for getting a foot in the door, but it didn't give them the keys to the entire kingdom. So for that, they went digging and dusted off an old, forgotten vulnerability from a couple of years back. So check out this 5-step playbook. It's like something out of a movie. First, they use the new flaw to just waltz in as a nobody, a low-level user. But then comes the genius move, step 2. They force the system to go back in time, downgrading it to an older, buggier version. Now, why would they do that? Because in step 3, they exploit a totally different bug that only exists in that old software. And bam, that gives them root, total, complete control. And to top it all off, for the final step, they clean up their mess by upgrading the software right back to the current version. It's like a time-traveling bank heist, just incredible. All right, that is a lot to take in. So the big question now is, what can you actually do about it? How do you defend yourself against something this sophisticated? Let's get into the game plan. Okay, first things first, you need to play detective. You have to figure out if you've already been hit. You're looking for the digital breadcrumbs they might have left behind. Dive into your system logs. Are you seeing connections from IP addresses you don't recognize? Or even crazier, are you seeing new devices connecting at, say, 3 in the morning on a Sunday? Yeah, that is a massive red flag. And now for your actual defense strategy, and this comes straight from Cisco. Listen up, because this is the most critical part. There are no clever workarounds for this. None. The only way to truly fix this is to upgrade your software to a patched version immediately. Period. In the meantime, you need to harden everything. Lock down access with firewalls, watch your logs like a hawk for anything weird, and turn off any service you're not using. Shrink that attack surface as much as you can. So when you step back and look at this whole thing, what's the big takeaway? You've got a brand new cutting-edge exploit being chained together with a dusty old ghost from the past to bring a modern network to its knees. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? As all of our tech gets more and more complex, could it be that our oldest, most forgotten weaknesses are actually becoming our biggest threats?